What is involved in those three stages of life cycle. We talked about the circadian rhythms and the sleep, digestive, and of course the day cycle, but also the main important cycle is our life cycle. And what is the progression as we age? Hi, this is Cosmic Mike. Welcome to another episode of Cosmic Monday. We discussed all the different cycles, but the mother of all cycles, of course, is the life cycle, and which every one of us goes through, and even plants, as a matter of fact, and animals go through similar cycles. The cosmos is governed by the three energies, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and how those transit through our life. And this is where, if we know and we kind of understand that, when we are kind of figure out what, why, and how we are going through certain things in our childhood, in our adulthood, and as we're aging or getting older. So the big thing, of course, is the Kapha cycle, which is coming from 0 to about 16, where there is a lot of growth, there is lubrication, there is smooth, because Kapha brings in smoothness, binding, it brings in cohesion, it brings in growth, because it's made of the elements earth and water. So in the growing years between birth and 16 or 17 years, the child is growing, where they're eating small grains or small food, and it's growing into their bones and tissues. So this is a part where everything the child takes in, the nutrients and everything, and they really get into the system or get into your bones, the tissues, the organs, and really builds fast. So growth is very, the primary goal of the body. And of course, Kapha is what that is. It brings, cohesion. It brings things together. It's earth. It's heavier. So combining those with good nutrients will help the child grow. And this way, when issues are happening, where in Ayurveda, if you understand, or in the Vedic text, the qualities that are like the energies, will increase that particular dosha. But the opposite qualities will kind of balance those. Now, we are born with all the doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And depending on our Prakriti, which is of course what we are getting from our parents, what we are born as a constitutional dosha, where because of the parents or because of their DNA, it's already kind of increased. So if you had a mother or father who had a high Kapha at the point where they were conceiving, the child is more likely to have the similar energy starting. So this way, when you understand the Prakriti, you are basically, and the Kapha stage, if there is a lot of weight gain, if the child is having a lot of sweets, because the tendency to have those is very natural. And if it goes with over the balance, there's going to be weight gain, a lot of other issues. If there is a lot of dryness, we need to do the opposite qualities. So this way, understanding which cycle is coming through at that particular age, you're able to balance the diet, balance your activities and the herbs to kind of counteract that Kapha that's kind of increasing. But if a child who doesn't have that much nourishment, or is not growing as fast or quick as the other, then obviously they would need more Kapha in their diet. That means their Prakriti was maybe too much Pitta, where the Kapha is just kind of burnt very quickly and used up very quickly. Or maybe their activity is too much, where they're running around, or they're athletes at a young age and they're doing a lot more. So understanding all these situations, you get an idea, or I get as a practitioner, I understand where those symptoms, if the child is having those symptoms at that particular time, which is called the Prakriti. So it's easy for me to understand where and how it's coming from, and this is how I constitute the herbs or the diet to kind of balance that particular dosha that's increasing. Then comes, of course, the Pitta stage, which is from 16 to about 45, 50. Now remember, these cycles do not just change overnight because you reached a birthday. They are over years and conditions, your season that you're going through, and it's the biological clock that's in the system, which is the sunrise and the sunset, where the eyes are picking up. It's kind of aging your body too accordingly. I mean, the body doesn't know time; it only knows the evolution or the rotation of the Earth, where it's changing from light to dark, and is understanding that one sunset or two sunsets have gone through, and then when it circles the whole sun, it understands that about a year has gone through, and this is how the body is aging, and all the organs and tissues are aging. So in the Pitta state, and Pitta comes with the quality of sharpness, oily, hot, fiery, penetrating, and Pitta constitutes transformation, metabolism, breaking down, and this is what the stage you are in between 16 to about 45, 50, where your conditions are, you are stronger, you're healthier, you're bigger, you're faster, you tend to think where you want to travel the world, you want to do everything, you want to commit, you want to be someone, you want to make money, you want to have family, you want to, pursue your career, your business. So this is where the Pitta mind is coming, where is Rajas, where it's really desireful and it's really there to create. And this is what evolution is. We need some of that to create. Otherwise, man would have not evolved to all this currently if the Pitta was not there. So that's our Pitta state. And the Pitta also comes with these qualities, like I said, sharpness. So if there is too much Pitta already and you're eating spicy Pitta foods, your tendency to have acidity or constipation or rashes on the skin or stress related things. So again, you're in the Pitta state. For me as a practitioner, is to put back the opposite, or Kapha foods, or Kapha increasing diet, so you can balance out that fire, which is just like really at a height. And then comes, of course, the Vata stage, which is the slowing down state, where we are basically in a catabolic state, where in the beginning you are anabolic, where you're increasing and adding on tissues in the Kapha state. But after 50, you are really in the catabolic, where you're going downturn, you're aging, your tissues are burning even faster, your metabolism, if it's not kicked up, then obviously it will not be able to digest, and you're consuming the same amount of food that you were doing in the Pitta state, where your fire was really high, you will not be able to digest, because your Pitta is going to slow down as that stage happens. So this way you understand, that's why a lot of the elderly in the 70s or 60s are eating much less, their activity is less, their desires are less, where they're more in the sattvic state in the mind, where they're gonna be more wiser than they were. They're stronger. In their 20s, they were stronger but not as wiser. We all wish we had the strength in the 20s, but the mind when we were in their 60s or 50s. So it's very important to understand these life cycles, where Kapha, Pitta, and Vata, where we're going through. Even the plants go through even the animals go through the similar stages. And this way you understand what to bring in and which dosha to balance off the increasing dosha at that state. And that's why, of course, my consultations this is where I scrutinize and look through your diets, your history, what's Prakriti, what you're really born with, and what's your natural state or your natural constitution as such. And we want to bring you back towards that, because coming away in life, we all do, we get away from the natural state that we are supposed to be in, and with diets, with stress, with moving in different regions of the earth or the seasons. And this is what brings into the Prakriti, which is the current state, and that could be in a disease state. So I hope this was a little bit clear. I know there's a lot to cover in this, but just wanted to give you a gist of the life cycles that we tend naturally go through. Hi, this is Cosmic Mike. Have a good night, be safe, have a great week. Thank you.